Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boys PD and Cal. Say what's up, gents.
Hey, what's going on?
Yo, ready to rock.
Hey, the Bleeding Cool's dropped this article about Peter David's running out of insurance, and he's about to lose his Medicaid, and he's asking for help. Peter David, of course, we all know him. From Professor Hulk. Spider-Man 2099. He's been out there. He's one of the more prolific comic book people who've been out there for a while. PD and Cal, is there anything you want to add to this? There's a GoFundMe.
Yes, the GoFundMe, we'll have it in our descriptions that you can also click on it. I'll just click on it so you can see. Well, that's not. Oh, here we go. So there we go. So we have it. They have right now. I mean, obviously, since it costs a lot to pay these medical payments. I think the goal had changed. They upped the goal to 100K. Right now they're at 70K, so it's doing well. And this all goes to helping Peter David out with his medical expenses. So I think we talked about it earlier, but obviously it's still. I think it said 3 years he's been going through this. And been in recovery for 3 years. So we just hope the support and everything helps him out.
Yeah, and some of his products, I mean, have been very popular. They had a 2099 combo that just came out a couple of months ago, and Professor Hulk, you see him in the movies. So I mean, it's a shame that unfortunately these combo creators, they don't, you know, they make these things years ago, and when these things become popular, they're not getting enumerated on these issues.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
don't know
find
if we can. I don't know if we can say that. I think it's
okay,
look
fine.
when you're doing these things and you're work for hire.
Yes. Yeah.
If if your stuff is hot at the time, okay, great. You have money at that time. It's not necessarily that you need it at that time. Comic book guys don't get pension plans.
Mhm.
Okay, they don't get life. They don't get retirement plans with medical benefits. They're much like anybody else who works, and they don't have a 401k or they don't have a pension. They don't have retirement benefits, as I just said. And so, like a lot of people, they can end up, in the situation where they need this type of help because you don't. Later on in life, if you have health issues, it doesn't matter how many comics you sold when you were in your 30s or your 40s. You need the money then. And you can, as we're learning with Peter David's situation, you can deplete yourself of those funds very, very quickly. Depending on what your ailments are, it can be very, very expensive.
No, and I get that, and probably this is what we have to talk about in terms of changing things. I think healthcare is a basic right? And people need help no matter what. And running out of it. I mean, I don't know if all of you have experienced it, but I've definitely experienced it with family members, and this type of issue has happened. Not necessarily this specific issue, but of course, raising, just being able to pay for your medical expenses, and it's pretty tough. And it's sad to hear that you know, Peter David, again, some of his things that he's done throughout comics have been iconic. And, like it says right there, Spider-Man 2099 just had a run recently. I know it because I bought those comics. You have the Professor Hulk, um, the people of Bread. And it's sad to see that, you'd hope that these products that have made him popular, that he made many, many years ago. And of course, it's a work for hire, and I get it all together, but it's just sad that, you wish that they could get more. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying take away, but there should be some way that they could be helped. But right now, his fans are coming out and helping out according to what we just PD showed us. The GoFundMe yesterday was at 37,000. Now it's at almost 70,000. So kudos to all the people who stepped up to help out, and just do hopefully everybody can help however best they can help. If you can.
Well, I also like to mention because I've gone through this recently. When you get the initial bill from this is different from what he had, but when you get the initial bill from your hospital, your family member being in the hospital, and you look at it for 2 weeks, surgery for a stroke and this, that, and the other, looking at, over a quarter million, you're like, yeah, good Lord. So the medical expenses are just, it can wipe anybody out. And I think going through not just that, but even on the other end of I think what was it? This is what the person I was talking about. When I was going through my father having cancer, and he was trying to say, "Hey, it's possible he might not be here." He was he was more direct than what I'm saying. But he was talking about his father, and he said, "Hey, got cancer, lost two homes." So
Mm,
the medical expenses can leave you. I mean, luckily we didn't lose our father's home. It was iffy. We got a lot of help from the hospice, a lot of things to help us through, and ultimately we were able to sell it to get my stepmother to another place. So we just wish him well, and now we're gonna go into some of his great runs that you guys can check out. And but I think the hard part is there's a lot. He has done a lot of creator-owned stuff. It's just the thing of it is, and this is what I mean. You can argue in all our comments on about how people look at the success of, say, Todd McFarlane and the success of like Robert, Kirkman, and they were even comparing that against, people just doing the regular day job that just want to do comic books. It's like you're not guaranteed huge, turtle success across the board. That sort of thing you have to remember, that not everyone immediately, even though he's done so many stuff for comic books, it's not that easy to just be like, here, I got $1 million property. He has, I mean, maybe had they taken the Star Trek cast that he wrote in a novel, he wrote his own cast. I think with the Ashley Judd character from the Next Generation, he built a cast around her, and he did a couple novels of that besides other Star Trek novels. So, well, yeah, it's not. I mean, you do comic books, it doesn't immediately get you to the million. So we'll move on to the fun.